So when I was in high school, I was friends with this girl. For story's sake, we'll call her Hannah. So it was like near the end of our senior year. I had gone and driven to Hannah's house, and it was just me and her. We were just hanging out, whatevs. And she starts talking about how she wants to go to this party that these kids at our school were throwing. This location was called The Barn, and it was a literal barn that this kid would throw parties at, right? So I had never been to the fucking barn ever in my life. I never had fucking planned on going there, solely based on the fact, so the friend group that would throw parties at the barn, I didn't agree with the ideology. Frankly, I didn't even like any of them as people either. So I was like, fuck no, I'm not fucking taking my ass there. But she wanted to get her ass in there so bad just so she could talk to her ex-boyfriend that she has been on again, off again for how many goddamn years. And at this time, he was with a completely different bitch, you know? So in my head, I was like, there's so many things wrong with this situation and so many things that could go even worse. So me being me, just trying to please my friends, I was like, fine, we'll go, but I do not want to stay long at all. Like, just do what you need to do. Like, we need to be there like an hour max, maybe 30 minutes max. So I had hit up like 3 of my other friends to come with us because, like, again, like, I don't really know anyone at this fucking party, not really friends with any of them, don't like most of them. So yeah, they come with us, they pick us up, we arrive at the fucking barn, and the first thing we see is this kid fucking walks out of the barn and comes up to us and starts critiquing what my friends are wearing. Like, what the fuck is this? Are you a goddamn bouncer? And he's like talking to my friend like, I don't like the shoes you got on. Like, bitch, get the fuck back where the fuck you were. Do you, like, ugh. And immediately I was like, oh my god, I literally want to go home, but we press forward. So then my other 3 friends start talking about how they want to leave after like 30 minutes, maybe an hour passes. They're like, they want to leave. People here are fucking weird. They're giving them a hard time. They don't like them. And they just want to go home. And I was like, bitch, fuck yeah, like, I want to fucking leave, you know? So I'm talking to Hannah, like, all of us are talking to Hannah. We're like, okay, like, I think that was enough. Like, we should go. Hannah didn't get a chance to talk to her boy yet, so she didn't want to leave, obviously. She started asking me, like, do you think we can just find another ride and you can stay with me and they can go? And I was like, me being people-pleasy again, I was like, sure, like, we'll just find a different ride. And then I told my other 3 friends, like, okay, it's fine, you can go, and we'll figure it out, you know? Which I don't know why the fuck I did that, because we weren't friends with anyone there. No one was gonna fucking take us home. So the night very unfortunately goes on, and then she ends up talking to her boy, and I'm like, fucking finally, now we can almost be fucking done, you know? So, like, they leave me to go talk. I'm like, whatevs, private conversation, don't really care. But I'm by myself, so don't know anyone, by myself. So at this point, they were gone for a while, and I was like, fuck, I'm literally so over this. Like, how long is this gonna fucking take? And I had went to where they were talking. They were, like, in the back of the barn, fucking back of the barnyard, and I go up to them. I'm like, hey, guys, like, what's going on? Can I join you guys? Because literally the whole entire time they were talking, I was, like, walking around this kid's fucking house. Like, literally a stranger's home. I'm just walking around, looking around, went in the barn, went inside their house, and I was like, wow, this is nice, you know? Hannah then tells me, she's like, the conversation's, like, really private. Like, can you, like, go somewhere else? And I was like, fine, because I have nowhere else to go anyways. So I did what I was told, trying to fucking, like, help my friend, and I just sit on this kid's fucking porch by myself, and I'm like, whatever, I'll just wait. And then this girl comes up to me, and she's fucking, like, stumbling all over the place, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? And she, like, grabs onto me and everything, and I'm, like, trying to help her up and everything, and I ask her if she's okay, and she's, like, telling me all the shit she was doing and everything like that, and I looked at her face, and I was like, oh my god, this girl, it looks so young, and I asked her, and I'm like, hey, how old are you, by the way? And she's like, oh, I'm in 8th grade, like, I'm 13. And I told her, I was like, bitch, we are literally seniors, like 17, 18-year-olds. And I was like, dude, I should have known. I should have never fucking come here. And I was telling the girl, I'm like, oh my god, what you need to do, you need to call your mother. You need to go home. I don't care how much trouble you're gonna get in. You cannot be here. And at that point, I was so fucking uncomfortable. So then I went back to Hannah, and I was like, please, can we, like, go? I'm so uncomfortable right now. Literally a fucking preteen came up to me just now. And she continues to, like, shoo me away because she's still talking. So I'm getting fucking irritated. So I walk into the house, like, fucking storm into this person's fucking house, and I see a girl that I have, like, fucking art class with, you know, and I start talking to her. I'm like, hey girl, like, how you doing, blah 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 blah, and she's like, hey, like, blah blah blah, like, oh my god, I didn't think you'd be here, you know, like, you know how bitches be, you know. So I'm talking to that girl, and then all her little cheerleader friends come over too and start talking to us because they were all going home together. And that's when I slip in. I'm like, hey guys, like, real talk, like, do you think I can catch a ride with you guys? Because, like, my friend is still talking, I have nowhere to go, and, like, I'm literally, like, just stranded here. And they're like, girl, of course you can come with us. So I'm like, thank God they were fucking there that night. So then I walk back to the porch, and, like, the fucking little girl is, like, on her phone and everything like that. She's like, my mom's gonna come pick me up. Okay, I sat there, and I waited for her mother to come get her, and I talked to her mother. I didn't even know the fucking girl's name, but I was like, I don't know why she's here, but people here are older, and these people are weird, and I'm trying to leave. She needs to go home. So her mom took her home, and then I went to go find Hannah again. I'm like, Hannah, I'm leaving because fuck you, to be honest, for making me do this. Yeah, I'm obviously mad at her, and I just tell her I'm going. And then I leave with all these fucking, like, cheerleader girls. And I tell them to drop me off at Hannah's house, and I get there, and right when I get there, it's fucking 3 a.m. at this point. Hannah then calls me, and she's like, can you please pick me up? And I told her I was irritated, and I was like, dude, I've been wanting to leave for literally hours, because we got there at what, maybe 10 o'clock? It's 3 a.m. Before I left too, I literally asked her, I'm like, is it okay if I go? Like, even though I'm fucking angry, I'm like, is that okay though? You know what I mean? And she's like, yeah, I'll figure it out. She didn't figure it out, so she just asked me. So she made me drive fucking like 20 minutes back, because she was mad at me and everything, and I can't deal with people being mad at me before. So I got her, I dropped her off at her house, and I fucking took my ass home, finally. Moral of the story is, it's okay to have boundaries, and you should be able to say no. And that if you are friends with someone who is constantly pressing you for their own benefit and doing things only for their benefit, yeah, stop being friends with them, girl.
These are all the different things my friends did to me that were so bad I ended the friendship. Y'all are always like, Lauren, how do you find these people? And let's just say nice guys finish last. Y'all want to talk about doormat? I was a damn airplane landing strip. Okay, let's start off strong. This girl quite literally watched my boyfriend get into a car accident. Like, she was behind him. Not only did she think I was in the car and still drove away. After she drove away, she then proceeded to text her entire contact list telling them to spam me because I just got in an accident. So I was quite literally sitting there with my boyfriend in an ambulance getting my phone blown up by people I literally don't like. For obvious reasons, I don't want to be friends with anyone who will watch my boyfriend get into a car accident and drive away. Wait, no, because saying that back, she watched my boyfriend almost die and then turned into like Lightning McQueen, like Okay, this next one occurred when I was 16 years old. The same day that this girl tried to break the news that she's no longer taking me on a beach trip, she's taking her boyfriend instead. I wish I was kidding. She asked me to buy her a car, and if she can pay me in payments and finance it like I'm a bank. Like, girl, at least wait till the next day. There's actually an entire viral story time about that on my YouTube channel. YouTube is also the reason why I had that much money at 16 years old, if you're confused. Okay, this next one is a dude who actually has a pretty decent following on here, but we used to be online friends. One day he asked me for my opinion on these shoes. These shoes were ugly. They like had a rope around them or some shit. So obviously I told him that they were ugly because we always did that. I guess he was feeling extra sensitive this day because he said, that's why your only source of income went to jail. While my dad was sitting behind bars, by the way. And I would cry about it to him every day. Not gonna lie though, he kind of ate with that one. Like, that was a good comeback. Good roasters are far and few these days. So if you can actually hurt my feelings, at least I can end the friendship with some respect for you. He also invited me down to New Jersey and left me stranded there. So that was fun. I got a hotel, got my nails done, kept myself busy, you know, it's fine. Next girl was just extremely emotionally immature. She could dish it out, but she couldn't take it. Couldn't have an actual constructive conversation without her taking it as like a personal attack. And I'm just past the point of walking on eggshells in a friendship, especially an online one. This next girl ruined me and my boyfriend's hair on purpose and then refused to pay us our money back. And honestly, if she would have just left it at the ruined hair, I could have probably got over it. She also cut 7 inches off when I asked for a trim, so that was really fun to live with. But it was how she acted afterwards that was my final straw. This next girl took place in middle school. She never stole from me because I never gave her the chance to, but she stole from all of my friends. She would go over their house and take their stuff and think that they like wouldn't notice. Not to mention, I saw her on New Year's and I shit you not, she grabs my face and just like kisses me. We weren't even friends at this point, mind you, and she gets around. Not even in an SLUT shaming way, but as in a I don't don't want an STD kind of way. So yeah, that was kind of traumatizing. Okay, this is a fun one because we were childhood best friends. Basically, when we were younger, we knew each other's passwords and she just kind of never changed hers. So my nosy ass was like stalking a little bit. One day I found in her messages, her and my other childhood best friend sending back and forth my TikToks and making fun of me. Oh, because it was so funny because I like fully accused both of them and I just told each other one of you guys gave each other up. And obviously they both know that it wasn't them, so they were just blaming each other. Nah, but screw you guys for that. Like, I was so real to you, except for, you know, stalking your shit. I guess I kind of deserve that one. This next girl low-key wanted to be me, but it came across in a I hate everything about you way. If you don't know what I mean by that, she wanted, like, everything that I had. Like, we both wanted to be YouTubers, but she would call me and, like, try to convince me to quit YouTube and, like, all this weird shit. Make fun of absolutely everything I liked, but copied everything I liked. I guess you could say I was just sick of calling one of my biggest haters my best friend. Okay, this one actually kind of sucks because I was best friends with this kid since I was like 5. We did everything together. One day he decided to become friends with a friend group that like passionately hates me. And these were like trashy people, like the people that always wanted to be popular in high school but it never really solidified. So they kind of lived out their dreams by just bullying everyone. No, because they literally leaked my address and harassed me online for months because I did social media. Not only did he like hang out with them regularly, but he started choosing them over me and just watching everything they were doing to me. Not gonna lie, that one was a little bit of a slap in the face. Everybody's like, how did you get your revenge? Like, you had to do something back, right? Honestly, posting a story time and making money and content off of what they did to me is enough revenge for me. I promise you, every single one of those people I just listed regularly checks up on my account. I guarantee it. Anyway, if you want any of the individual story times, let me know. And it's sad that it took this for me to finally cut them the fuck off, because I promise you, there was multiple things done before these final straws. I love you, hot knockers, and stay sexy.
Get ready with me whilst I tell you some really funny but traumatic experiences I had when I was at school and being a social media girl. Starting off, I think this is one that a lot of people always get shocked about because they're like, no way people asked you this. But teachers used to always ask me like, oh, how much do you earn a year? And like all these really, really personal questions about like my money. And like I just always used to think I would never ask a teacher how much they earn, so why are they asking me? A lot of people always expected, like because I had a following on social media, that a lot of people wanted to be my friend. But I'd say it was the complete opposite. People was kind of like, I don't even know what it was, but people was just so weird with me and like just was rude all the time. Be like, oh, she's a TikTok girl, like she's so prestige. But none of them would even speak to me. Like I made some really good friends in younger years and my years, but everyone else just had such an opinion when they didn't know me, which is one thing I find with social media, and a lot of my friends had the same issues growing up on social media. It's really annoying. I think one of the most funny, memorable things is the rumours people used to make about me, which was so far from the truth. And it used to literally make me giggle so much because I'd be like, that's just not true. Like, basically, some girls was throwing balls at the back of my head in PE. And I felt really dizzy. So I went to the medical woman and they made me, like, tell them what happened. Because I was like, I don't really care. But I had to tell medical what happened. And then medical told pastoral, which is, like, the people that, like, try to sort out problems. And I remember I was like, oh, this is just going to get me so much more problems. And then the whole of year 8 and 9, I had a rumour going around that apparently my parents paid the school to get me out of trouble. And my dog's sneezing like mad. Are you okay? But no, like, there was seriously a rumour going around that my parents owned part of the school. My parents paid the teachers not to get me in trouble. But in reality, they was all the ones that was being naughty and not me. That's why I just never got in trouble, because I was just the blooming victim of it all. But yeah, that was a very good rumour that went around. Everyone literally told everyone that my mum paid the school to get me out of trouble. Another thing was I was called Snobson because my last name's not actually Charlize, it's Hobson. And my whole school life, I was called Amelie Snobson because apparently I was a snob. In year 7, I had a red bag. So in year 7, most of the people used to call me Red Bag Girl because no one knew my name. If I ever had hate from anyone from school, like being horrible to me, and the school found out about it, the school would tell me to quit social media because that's the reason that I get hate. But like there would be kids that done dancing in my school that would get hate because they was like good at dancing, but they never got told to quit what they was passionate in doing. It was just because I done something different. If you want a part 2, let me know. I've got so much more.